Welcome to the Delectable Diva's Guide to Supernatural Dating, dear listener. Oh, you heard that right, my darlings. I am talking directly to you this time. No misguided neonate or werewolf puppies, but to every one of you naughty boys, girls, and chefs. Only I, Daddy Diva, your most favorite toreador anti-tribu within the Law-by-Night-verse, has the power to penetrate the fourth wall. No lubricant necessary. I've read the comments. I know just how much you need me in your lives. But why am I here, and not that insufferable prude pretending he is narrating Big Brother? You know what night it is tonight. No, it is not my birthday, but you're so sweet thinking that. It's the 6th of September. Pencil it in. Good listener, tonight is the 13th of February, the night before Valentine's Day, the horniest day of the Western year. Your lovely porn and sadist, Lauren Saviour, thought it would be worth talking about the World of Darkness books, fueled by romance, lust, sex, and dirty desires that you can use in your TTRPG sessions, or the bedroom, if you feel so inspired to take dungeon mastering to the next stage. He was going to give it to you, hard and fast, but his significant other, the irresistibly delicious Mix Law Rika, requested that the good boy got me to host. Aren't they just the best? They know that I'll take my time with this, really make you savor the moment, edging you to the brink of ecstasy, or the edge of your seats. I know that Mixed Law adored the direct praise I gave them, but you, dear listener, are not privy to that reaction. Private hands, private eyes, and private teeth only, kitten. At the time of our little session, we have a threesome of naughty tomes for you to stroke and caress. From MILF to Twink, we have Love Beyond Death for Wraith the Oblivion, Strange Dead Love for Vampire the Requiem, and Bloodstained Love for Vampire the Masquerade 5th Edition. Each guide offers similar advice and something unique to the table. Bedroom, kitchen, sofa, alleyway, or wherever you conduct your passionate filth, so I hope you're sitting comfortably, you hot slab of meat. If not, do so now. Good boy. Now we can begin to undress these one layer at a time, starting with the worst and working our way up to the best, or the other way round. It depends on what excites you the most. It will not surprise you that we will start with the most recent and clearly inexperienced of these hard books. Bloodstained Love. I also think we are all grateful that Mr. Slut from Mithras isn't here talking about this book. He gets so hot and angry just thinking about it. Not the good sort, the irate you would expect from one of those mortal men pretending they are alpha males when they discover the female orgasm and that they, the boys, never made their girlies ejaculate. But to give Mr. Bore yet sexy some praise, he does provide some titillating reviews. This, however, is not a deep dive in this book's clunge, but more a shallow fingering. What is here ranges from laughably childish to okay to incredibly disappointing. Again, more of that silly alpha male diversity here. The conversation regarding the emotional bleed caused controversy even before the book's release, as people were uneasy with the idea. For those in the unknown, bleed is experienced by a player when their thoughts and feelings are influenced by those of their character, or vice versa. So, if your character's dog is murdered, both you and the character would feel angry and sad when the emotions of one persona bleeds into the other. To an extent, this is encouraged in games, like in the example I just gave, and it is also encouraged in horror, where the player is frightened more so than the character. But regarding sensual feelings, this can be pretty dangerous and irresponsible if left unchained. The issue is the lack of consent duckling, where we start to get those creeps who think because someone said something nice to them, it means they must be head over heels to them. This book treats bleed as an objective, which is the origins of the controversy, that in order to make use of the book, you have to flirt with any and everything with or without a pulse, or make an emotionless edgelord who doesn't put our asexual friends in a good light, or anyone who doesn't want to flirt with their friends, which, from my understanding, is most people in this TTRPG scene. Despite the hoo-ha people made over this book, the developers did not address this properly. A free PDF is available, but the average Joe not attached to Twitter and social media like a gimp in a chain would rarely really learn of these updates. Where this book differs from the other two on our list is that there are mechanics to get people cuck-coterie into the mood, but the vast majority of people who would not be interested in using their RP characters as a form of sexual stimulation, despite the urge of hot roleplay rising through the TTRPG shaft. Now, I am one for consensual sex between friends, but rolling dice and poorly written powers to dictate the ebb and flow of an orgy, especially the weird rulings connecting humanity and whether one can get it up in 5th edition? No thank you! Next you get to ride some strange dead love. Not me. Not yet, anyway. I meant the book Strange Dead Love. Whilst I am more than aware that your taster listeners are more vanilla and basic, only interested in the masquerade-abiding vampires, it does not require much intelligence to pluck the requiem fruit provided and place it elsewhere, and anywhere that they gag for. And if Daddy Diva tells you to do it, you will obey, won't you? Good girl. This book is far more universal in its approach. At least, whilst it is clearly about vampires with some lube, you can generally push it all the way in. There is both story advice and jumpstart ideas, aplenty, all filled out with beginning, middles, and ends, as well as character creation advice, so you are properly equipped for your lust-filled adventures. This book, like the last, has the suggestion of one-on-one roleplay, more tasteful in its presentation when compared to the previous tome, and the writing throughout is so evocative, like a vampiric lover, whispering in your ear. The supplement may not have much in terms of crunch, but when dealing with a topic like this, it doesn't need a lot. The advice in the supplement is crucial because you can't muddy the emotion in the game with a lot of rules. Which leaves the best till last, Love Beyond Death. You may recall Lovely Law putting out a review with a lot more girth than anything I'm prepared to share with you, and I would be a bad Toreador for not lying through omission. No, he did create me after all. While the book doesn't exactly exude romantic charm from its cover, featuring a ghostly flushed wraith overshadowed by its darker self, it sets the tone for the exploration of love in the gothic romantic tradition of Wraith the Oblivion. Inside, the book delves into how love, tragedy, and passion intertwine with the supernatural and ghostly themes of the game, offering story hooks and guidance for storytellers. It advises storytellers on how to craft love stories within their games, encouraging flexibility, consent, and sensitivity. It discusses boundaries and communication, reminding us that love in games should be handled with care, much like in real life. The book balances its exploration of love as a central plot device with practical mechanics, including the complex emotions of ghosts and the ever-looming presence of a wraith shadow. While the book presents mature, nuanced content, its narrow focus on marketing it around Wraith might have limited in its appeal. Had it broadened its encompasses the entire world of darkness in its title, offering advice and stories across the various game lines, it might have gained more recognition. Yet, despite its obscurity, Love Beyond Death is in fact the most universal with the least amount of mentioning to its representative game line, making it the most accessible in terms of use of the table, window, floor, shower, or wherever you perform your filthy act. It remains a rare and eloquent work that tackles love and romance in a genre known for its darkness, offering players and storytellers a toolkit for infusing their spooky love tales with heart. And don't we love our spooky tales, perhaps more so than themes of intimacy, which is very strange. We are, after all, goths, and intimacy is one of the key components of the genre. No? Well, I'll let you decide that in your own times in the privacy of your own homes. I hope that, despite not being the usual lessons I give to my precious ducklings, that this has been a lovely session all the same. Just remember that wherever you go, it is the curse of Lilith that makes our fate, meaning that we are all destined to become bisexual sluts or reserved asexuals. Both are fine, but the vampiric existence is always a queer one. But until next time, and there is always a next time with Daddy Diva, farewell. Mwah.